Years ago, I worked at a dollar store for about 3 months. It was one of those jobs that sounds simple until you're in it 8 hours a day, dealing with people that are teetering on insane and others just straight up criminals. I got screamed at by Karens over coupons, hit on by sketchy guys, and cleaned up messes composed of things that you can't even imagine. But I'd just been laid off, the money was tight, and I needed something to get by, so I stuck with it. I think the only upside was the location itself. Only 3 blocks from my apartment, straight shot down a dim street past a laundromat and a liquor store. My coworkers were decent. Our manager Lisa was in her 30s, always tired, always trying to hold the place together. We closed at 11 p.m. and by 10:15 it would usually go quiet. That night felt really normal. It was a dead store, light buzzing, me at the register just waiting it out. Lisa was in the back finishing her paperwork. The last customer had already left. Then the door slams open. A guy rushes in out of breath and eyes wide. Not drunk or high, he just looked terrified. "You need to lock the doors," he said. "Right now. Call the police." Lisa came out from the back, bracing for another issue. "Sir, what?" "I just passed your alley," he cut in. "There's 2 guys, masked. They're not hanging out. They're about to knock this place down, and one of them has a gun." Oh, shit. Lisa didn't hesitate. She locks the door, flips the sign to closed even though we still had time left. I grabbed the phone, called the police, tried to keep my voice steady while my eyes stayed glued to the windows out front. The police showed up relatively quickly, lights washing over the store as they checked the alley, the side of the building, every place they could find. Nothing though. These men were gone, apparently. The officers then came in and told us they'd stay parked outside until we closed for real this time, just in case. That was a relief, but we were still scared. I'm 5'6", about 150 pounds, and I don't scare easily. I've lived in places where you learn to keep moving and mind your business. I've walked home plenty of times without thinking twice, but that night was different. Armed thugs just a walk away. And not just because of that, but because those guys vanished so fast, they could be anywhere. So I called my boyfriend. He came right away without any questions, and when we finally closed, he was waiting across the street with our dog, a big mutt that looked very intimidating. He walked me home quiet, alert the whole way. We hung out a bit, I told him all the drama, and he said there were all kinds of robberies going on. He went home a little while later, which was a short walk through the neighborhood, and texted me when he got back home. 0 issues. The next morning I ran into my neighbors downstairs. She looked a little off. "You hear what happened?" she asked me. I shook my head. "There's a bodega around the corner from your store. Cashier got shot, killed, around 11:30. Robbery." Same time, same area. I just nodded, but it hit me in the gut. Those guys in the alley. There was no way it wasn't them. I'd been 30 seconds away from getting shot over $600. If that man hadn't come in when he did, I didn't finish that thought. When I got to work, everything felt surreal. Lisa told me she filed a report and given the police everything. She looked even more drained and sleepless, more than normal, on the verge of a coma. After that though, it was silence for a bit. No scares, no thugs in the alley. It was peace for 48 hours. We were still closing up a little earlier, pretty much right after the last customer around 10 p.m. A couple of days later, Lisa got called into the office, and when she came back, I knew something was wrong. "They wrote me up," she said. "For what?" "Closing early. Doors stay unlocked until 11, no exceptions." I stared at her. "Even after what happened?" She nodded. "Even with the police report. They had one complaint about us not being open until our advertised hours. Corporate is pissed." I thought she was going to quit on the spot, but she didn't. She rubbed her face and went back to work. "I've got bills," she said when I pushed. "I can't just walk." And that was that. The next night fell off from the start. Same routine, same slow crawl to closing, but there was tension under everything else. 10:45, still no customers. Lisa stood by the register with the keys in her hand, glancing at the door. I could tell she was thinking about locking it again, but she didn't. "We'll close on time." I didn't argue. I should have, but I didn't. 11. She flipped the sign to close, and for some reason still left the door unlocked. We started counting the register, going through the usual motions, and then the door opened, followed by footsteps, 2 of them. I looked up and felt my stomach drop. Masks. One of them had a gun, and he raised it right up to our faces. "Register," he said. She opened it, hands flying, pulling out bills and setting them on the counter. I could move, couldn't think, just watched Lisa handle the business. One of them glanced at me and quickly lost interest. I must not have looked like a problem. "That's it? There has to be more. These registers have been fucking shit," he screamed. "That's all the cash we have," Lisa said back. "Bullshit. You have to have a safe in the back or something." Lisa shook her head. Then the gun went off. The sound filled the store and Lisa dropped immediately. All the money in her hands went flying. They were gone just as fast. Door opened, then closed with a few $100s in a sack. Lisa lay there, gasping on the ground. I stood there not understanding what I was seeing. I moved around the corner, dropping to my knees, hands shaking as I tried to help her. There was so much blood. I remember screaming, fumbling for my phone, barely even able to talk to the operator. The cops came back and medical was on scene right behind them. We did everything we could, but it was over before it even began. Lisa didn't make it, and those guys, to my knowledge, were never apprehended. I was devastated after this incident and struggled to go back to work for a couple of months, and ended up quitting. I couldn't go back to that store.